check out my Harry Potter swag that I got for Christmas. It's awesome, it's cute, it's everything I could ever want. Hey guys, welcome to the first episode of the new series that I'm starting called Let's Talk About Writing, where I will be giving you guys advice. We'll be talking about different writing tactics, different things, rules in writing, different things that you need to do or need to know to be a published author. As I mentioned in my last book chat, which I will link at the end of the video and in the description below, I am in the process of writing a book. It's almost done. It's going through one last rewrite, and then I'm going to try to get it published. And that's really exciting for me, and I think that it's a really good opportunity for me to share with you guys my journey of getting my book published from start to end, because there's not a lot of people on YouTube that I've been able to find that do that, and I think it would have been really helpful for me to have somebody to kind of follow and see what they've done, learn from their mistakes and all of that. So I want to be that person for you guys, because I want us all to be published writers. I think that'd be so cool, and I want to help you guys out, and maybe talking about it will help me out too. You never know. And I definitely know that this does not in any way make me some kind of professional. My word is not law. My word should be taken with a grain of salt. My advice should be taken with a grain of salt, since, I don't have experience in this stuff. I'm just going to be sharing with you guys what I learn as I go along, so that then you can know what my experience is and learn from it, So today's topic is going to be write what you love. And I know that sounds so cheesy. As I was coming up with what I was going to talk about today, I was like, that's so cheesy, but it's so true. You need to write what you love. And some of you may think, well, that sounds obvious. Why wouldn't you write what you love? Why would you write something that you hate? But it's actually a very easy trapping to fall into, and I fell into it myself. And during the time period between my sophomore year of high school and my freshman year of college, I was not writing what I loved. I was writing what I thought other people would love, I was writing what I thought other people would buy, and I was writing what I thought I should be writing. And that didn't go well. It actually left me my senior year of high school not writing at all, except for homework. I was in a creative writing class, and so I was writing for the prompts, and I was doing stuff, and it was okay, it was fun, but it wasn't, what I really wanted to be writing. And I learned some stuff in it, but overall, I wasn't writing for fun like I normally would. And that's a no-no. You should not do that as a writer. You should not ever stop writing. Don't ever stop writing if you want to be a writer. You gotta write every day. And sometimes I fail at that even now, but, in general, you should be trying to write every day. Even if you're not writing for a book, you should just be practicing. Practice, practice, practice. Did you know that if you practice something for 10,000 hours, you become a master at it? Yeah. What my problem was, I'll share with you what went on with me. So sophomore, junior year, I was in, my advanced English classes, so we were reading classics, we were reading Brave New World, and Wuthering Heights, and Jane Eyre, the classics, and I was like, wow, I want to write like this. But at the same time, we were reading Edgar Allan Poe, and I really liked his writing style, so I was like, I want to write like this too. And then I was reading Vampire Academy in my spare time, so I was like, I want to write like this too. So we've got Wuthering Heights, Edgar Allan Poe, and Rochelle Mead's Vampire Academy. These things do not go together well. And I learned that very quickly, but I don't know, for some reason I set this super high standard for myself and for my writing, and I was like, I've got to write adult books, I've got to write the next American classic, I've got to just write beautifully and be artsy and stuff, and the more I tried to do that, the less happy I became, and the less into writing I became, because it wasn't my voice, it wasn't my style, and we'll be talking about those things later. But in general, it just wasn't me. I was trying to write like somebody else. I wasn't trying to write like me. And that was really disheartening, actually, because I can't write like anybody else. I'm not anybody else. Nobody can write like Edgar Allan Poe ever again. They can emulate him. They can take ideas from him and bits of his writing and technique from him, and that's what you're supposed to do as a writer. You're supposed to take bits and pieces from all the authors that you love and, you know, combine them. But that wasn't what I was trying to do. I was trying to be Edgar Allan Poe, Rochelle Mead, Charlotte Bronte. You know, I was all three at once. I was trying to be all three at once, and it didn't work out. And so by senior year, I wasn't writing at all. And that was a shame, because I had ideas, and I just wasn't acting on them, because for one reason or another I thought it was a bad idea. And then I got to freshman year of college, and that was where I met my friend Anna. Hi, Anna. And she was writing a book series too. That's how we met. We liked writing, and we liked the same books and the same TV shows and stuff. We were big nerds together. And she was writing this book, and it was nothing I had ever seen before. It was purely Anna. It wasn't her trying to emulate anybody or be anybody else. It was just Anna. And I was like, wow. You know, it was the purest writing that I'd ever seen. It was just her unadulterated self, and it was really interesting, and that kind of got me thinking, like, you know, why am I trying to be all of these other people when I could just be me? But at that point, I felt discouraged again, because I was like, well, I don't know my voice. I don't know who I am. All I've ever done is emulate these writers. I mean, like, and that wasn't true. It wasn't the only thing I'd ever done. It only started in sophomore year, but, you know, you talk yourself out of stuff. And then, so then that winter break, I went to the Wizarding World of Harry Potter with my friend Lexi. Hi, Lexi. And Lexi's my best friend, and we've loved Harry Potter forever. Like, we really started hanging out. We'd known each other like our whole lives, but we really started hanging out in 3rd grade, and that was when we like got into Harry Potter together. So we went to the Wizarding World, and it was just so fun, and it took me back to the core of who I am. And Harry Potter is my life. And that's when I kind of had a revelation. And I realized, why aren't I writing something like this? And I'm not saying that I, like, thought that I should be writing Harry Potter or the next Harry Potter, because that's not my goal. That will never be my goal. Harry Potter is Harry Potter, and that's it. But, you know, I was like, I love magic. I love fantasy. I love this kind of thing. I love her style of writing where it's for a multitude of ages. This is what I really like, and this is what I'd like to write. And that's when it clicked. And then, like, I got my idea for my book there at the Wizarding World. And it has to do with magic. And it has elements of other things that I love too. It has elements of different TV shows that I love, and things that I wish had happened in certain TV shows or books that didn't. So I made them happen in mine and stuff. And just overall, it was amazing. Honestly, I'm not even lying. I wrote the first manuscript in a month. I have never written a book that fast. I am the queen of procrastination. Like, I have never written a book that fast. And it was done in a month, and it was awful. It was like a horrible first draft. But it was a first draft. And the whole time I was writing it, I had so much fun. It was amazing. It was the freest I'd ever felt when writing. I wasn't worrying about anything. I was just doing it. I wasn't thinking, I was just doing, and it was great. And then from there, I did rewrites and I did edits and I established my plot and I established my characters and I established the plot twists and everything and where the story was going and how I was going to get there. And it just all fell into place. And that was the easiest I've ever, that was the easiest time I've ever had writing a book. And it was amazing. And that's the book that I'm trying to get published right now. But if I hadn't realized that I wasn't writing what I loved, then I would have never written this book. You know, you've got to really make sure that what you're writing is what you're passionate about. And there are a few people who, since I've written the book and shared it with people, who have compared it to Harry Potter. But you can't be afraid of your book being compared to a book like that, because honestly that's kind of a compliment. And also, you know, there's no original stories. All the stories have been told. It's the plots that make it different, and we're gonna go more into that in another Let's Talk About Writing. But I just want to give you, I just want to make sure that if you're like, well, I want to write what I love, but I'm afraid that it's gonna be too much like this other thing, don't worry about it. I mean, don't blatantly plagiarize anything, but if something that you love, you want to take elements from it, that's fine. That's okay. That's what writing is. Because nobody writes like you. Nobody could ever write like you can write. And what that means is that there can be 20 stories with the same, basic overall, story arc. But they're all going to be so different because they're all being written by different people with different experiences, different voices, different writing styles, different characters in their heads that they want to bring onto the page. So never be afraid of that, because, I mean, how many vampire books came out after Twilight? And they're all so different. But they're all compared to Twilight because that was the one that really, nailed, it got in there first, it weaseled its way in. So don't ever be afraid of that. Don't ever be afraid to write what you love. And if you've never had this problem, if you've always been writing what you love since day one, that's great. But just make sure that in the future you don't ever fall into that trapping. And when I fell into it, it was during high school when I was really self-conscious about a lot of things, not just my writing. So that's a really easy time when you can lose yourself and lose who you are and what you want to write. So just make sure that doesn't happen to you, because I want to read your story, the story that you want to tell. I want to read it, so you better get it published, because I will fight you if you don't. Just saying. So yeah, I hope that this helps, because I decided to do this one first because I feel like this is the most important lesson. You can't write a book, you can't take any of my other advice unless you are writing what you love to begin with, because otherwise all of my other advice is going to be wasted on something that you shouldn't even be writing to begin with. So make sure that you are writing what you love. It is so important. It is so freeing. Really, honestly, I'm not lying to you. It is the most freeing thing that will ever happen to you. You're writing, it will just, and of course, every so often you will get writer's block no matter how much you love what you're writing. That is just a given. But for the most part, it's just, it flows from you. It flows from your heart and your soul. And I just sound like a freaking hippie as I'm saying this, and I know that, but it's so true at the same time. I am not lying to you, I promise. So let me know in the comments below if you've ever been afraid of writing something because of one reason or another, or if you've lost your way trying to be something that you're not. Let me know about that in the comments below. Share your stories. Share what you'd love to write. Share your favorite topics, your favorite genres, your favorite plots. I don't know. Just share what you love, and because I'm really interested, and maybe I can give you some advice on it if you want advice. If you don't want advice, okay, I won't give you advice. But I just want to hear your experiences and your stories and your thoughts about this and everything that I've just talked about, because this is the topic that's really really meaningful to me, and I hope that it helps you guys. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you have a beautiful day, and I will see you next time. Bye!